I've been a rent-a-kill technician now for 5.5 years. I enjoy my job. It's very interesting. It's very varied. I don't think there's many jobs that you could go from royalty and stately homes and celebrities down to the local sewage works. It's just and everything in between. Yeah, I enjoy the variety of the job. I enjoy the freedom of the job because you're not tied to a desk all day. It's virtually like being self-employed, but you're not. Well, our first call today is we're just going off to a fast food restaurant to service the fly killer. They don't have any problems, it's just a regular routine visit. This is one of our new Luminos 3 units. The fly killers you see in a lot of chip shops and things have the high voltage killing grids, and that will zap the fly, but the problem with that is that you can get parts of the fly going over food preparation areas. So this system is designed with a sticky roll at the bottom here, and once they're on there they're stuck. They can't get off, so it's holding onto the fly. There's no chance of it falling out on somebody's food. We've had this call for a wasp nest come through. It's fairly early in the season, but they could be active at this moment. And this dusting powder will get on the wasps that go in and out of the nest, and they will in turn pass it on to the queen. And once she's infected with it, the whole nest will die off, and by tomorrow morning they'll all be dead. We're just going off to a private customer. She's on contract with us for cluster flies and rats and mice.
We first started having problems about 8 years ago. We had a problem with spider beetles, which were caused by the fact that we had cluster flies, and Glyn has now informed me that they eat off the Australian spider beetles eat off the carcasses of the cluster flies. So Glyn came and sorted those out, and we now have a contract with Rent-a-Kill, and Rent-a-Kill comes 4 times a year to deal with the cluster flies so that we don't get the Australian spider beetles back, which is great.
We're now going to another customer that's just up the road from here, who again has had a rat problem, which I treated a couple of days ago. I gassed the burrows, so mainly what we're going for today is to check whether there are any dead animals around. The problem of this place was that they have got a duck pond here, which rats need water, they can't survive without it. So they've got a duck pond there, but there are 2 other ponds around as well. But the next thing you've got is you've got good harbourage sites here because you've got gaps under these barn doors so they can get into the barns quite happily. Make sure there aren't any bodies lying around because we don't want the red kite eating them, because it will prey on carrion. Rat problem there because the bung hasn't been replaced, so rat just goes straight up that hole and feeds on anything that's left in there. Rent-a-Kill's trying to be as environmentally friendly as it can. We're using the least toxic substances that we can to do the job, and in many cases we have zero option, which is with the radars, the mouse monitors, Pygo, which is a smart insecticide which breaks down in sunlight. We're using the bait box corners so that we're using less waste. We're trying to help the planet as much as we can. Many of my colleagues in Pest Control have been with the company many years. They've been a good friend of mine who lives on the next patch to me. He's been working for Rent-a-Kill Pest Control for 23 years now. And many of the technicians have been there 10 or more years. We've got some that have been there 40 years. It can be a career that lasts their working lifetimes. All right, we've just had a call out for ants in the pot wash at the pub. I've just arrived at this pub who's called us out on an emergency for ants. It's one of our national accounts. I've just spoken to the manageress, and where the ants were supposed to be around the pot wash, apparently most of them have now dissipated, but she's pointed out where she thinks they're coming from, over the corner behind the pot wash. So what we do is we'll do a precautionary spray around the pot wash area behind there. Off to our next call now, which is a large establishment that does have rooms, and it's got large grounds and a large kitchen. They're on contract with us. They're on what we have is PestNet Online, which is an an extra service that you can have where we have all the baits barcoded, and the customer then gets a download straight away.
Glyn's the representative from Rent-A-Kill, and he comes every 6 weeks, just comes to see us and just asks us for the keys. He's checking the bait boxes, see what rodent activity we've got around the site, make sure it's not inside the building. We just give him the keys and off he goes. Yeah, he's good. So very friendly.
It was a good career move for me because I was bored doing what I was doing before, and you don't get bored doing this job. Every day is different, and you do really enjoy the day. So you're not clock watching. You're not saying, oh, it's only 2 o'clock. It's 5 o'clock. I better go home now. I have a very good relationship with all our customers. We treat them like friends. They treat us like friends. Many of them we've known for many years. They trust us to go into their homes, go all around their homes, and in many cases they'll leave us there while they get on with other things. There just is total trust there. It's us and the Rent-A-Kill name, I think.